You're looking at my favorite 3 from the new X-Men 97 wave. Let's check them all out. What's up, everybody? Magneto, Nightcrawler, Executioner. This is easily my favorite one from the wave. I just think he looks so cool. I'm not familiar with the character, and I just think he looks so damn cool. My second favorite is Nightcrawler, and my third favorite is Magneto here. Let's open up all 6 figures in the wave, and let's check them out. From left to right, front row first, we have the Goblin Queen, and I wonder if she has a slight resemblance to the actress from Labyrinth. And we'll take a close look at her portraits in a second. We have Nightcrawler, and this is my first Nightcrawler figure ever, and he looks absolutely dope. Immediate impressions, the red painted over all the black is very thick, and there's no bleed through with the black from behind it. The lines are really sharp, and that's consistent throughout on the gloves, down by the calves, here on his underwear piece, on the abs here. Really well done. This piece is a plastic part, and the red match is really, really nice. I mean, you be the judge yourself. The white is also super brilliant. There's no bleed from the black behind the white or the red. It's just really bright, brilliant white, and I think that looks so cool. We have Executioner here. He's got this wrap piece, and I think he looks really funky. His absence of a neck, I guess because of the way the cowl fits over his head, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Space Ghost. And I think he just looks super cool, this dude. FOH on his belt. I know what that means to me, but I don't know what that means in the X-Men world. So what does that FOH mean on his belt? Help me out. I'm really digging his boots. He's pinless. I don't know anything about this character, but I will look at some videos. Very nice figure, man. We're going to take a close look at all of them together, but I just wanted to give you a quick rundown. Magneto here. The light purple with the magenta, crimson, burgundy purple is working for me. And we've got basically what is a reissue of the cell-shaded Cyclops with some different portraits and no cell shading. And then we've got Jean Grey back there. So let's go ahead and do process of elimination from my least favorite figure, to my favorite figure. Starting out with the Goblin Queen. Looking at her portrait. I can't remember the name of the actress right now. I'm bad with names. But do you think that face portrait, if it wasn't pink, does it look a little bit like the actress from Labyrinth? Our Goblin Queen here. I'll tell you what, immediate impressions with her. What's up with this here? You know, she kind of looks distended even though she's not. That arch is insane. That arch there is insane, and I think they do it because of the sculpting of the hair and the cape and everything else. Because if you put her spine in alignment, she stares down. And you just can't help that with some of the female figures because of the choice to only give them the diaphragm cut, no ab crunch, but also because of the choice to keep giving them this rigid, hard hair. For hard plastic for hair. Why not use softer plastics for hair? I don't get that. You know, I guess, I don't know. So that just puts me off. The fact that she has heels and then there are these really long, pointy heels, it's a put off because she won't stand easily. And that's just automatic with any figure like this. And because I think it's unnatural, you know, you're not going to be engaging in battle in footwear like that. But I guess the sculpting complements the fact that they've got her arched all the way back like that. You know, it makes sense from that perspective. But it doesn't work for me as an action figure. I love the cape. It's super hard, but I think it looks so cool. It is kind of like attached here by the medallion to her chest. The pink paint, I think, is wonderful looking. She is pinless. I do like her overall design of her black leather bodysuit. A little bit of gray here. I like it. Very pretty portrait. Nice vibrant orange. But those design elements, the fact that she's bent all the way back like that, the heels, You know, she's the first one we're eliminating today. Bye-bye, Goblin Queen. The Goblin Queen did come with this wonderful baby, and I don't know who this baby is. Is that Scott Summers? I don't know. But this wrap is plastic, but boy, does it feel funky and almost feels textured like if it was cloth to the touch of your hand. Very, very cool. She comes with fists, bop, bop, and those magic effects. Next up, in the process of elimination, we're going to eliminate Cyclops. So this is the standard release without the cell shading, and this is the exact same figure we got previously, just no cell shading, and we've got a more animated look for the portraits. We'll do a quick comparison for you, and you can see that the cell shaded portrait, it has a more realistic look to it, and it also has the cell shaded visor, whereas the new 87 animated release has no cell shading, but also has the metallic gold visor and a more animated face portrait. But otherwise, it's the exact same figure. All the way down and all the way around. It is a great figure. I'm not mad at them, but it is basically the exact same release with some different facial expressions and painting on the portraits. So very nice Cyclops figure. You're going to get your standard articulation. You've got him. He's pinless everywhere. So that's super dope. But we're eliminating him early because, a little bit of the excitement is diminished because I've already gotten this figure. And I do not have a problem with the cell shading. I actually like it. I think it looks cool. So just another cool Cyclops. If you don't have the cell shading, don't miss this one. And a quick look at Cyclops's additional portrait with the gritted teeth and the blast effect. Metallic visor. Same three hands the other one came with. The fist, the visor adjuster, and the other fist. Moving on down, Jean Grey. I think her suit looks cool, and it's unique compared to the one we previously got, and that's why she stuck around. Otherwise, she'd have been eliminated more in terms of my not favorites from the wave, because she has absolutely no torso articulation, no diaphragm cut, certainly no ab crunch. She does have swivel at the waist, but this is just one chunk of plastic, and I wonder about that. At least she's not completely and totally distended, like, I know the phrase isn't distended, but at least she's not arched all the way back like that, like Goblin Queen. So I'll take that as an improvement. Her hair isn't that soft plastic, but it's on a peg, her ponytail, and it can swivel about, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. She is pinless, double jointed at the elbows, double jointed at the knees, no swivel at the forearm, and you've got the cut there at the thigh, no swivel at the boot. But you've got some nice geometry there on her suit, and the orange and blue look pretty cool, especially if you're a Knicks fan. We'll do a quick comparison here of our Jean Greys. I like the orange on this previous release more. I like the floating bracers on her forearms instead of the sculpted painted versions. I like the floating belt. Overall, I like this figure much better. And she also at least has a diaphragm cut. And she is not completely and totally distended like this with her back all the way back. You can pose her like that and get the hair down. So really nice. And I think this is a really wonderful looking figure also. I think the portrait is absolutely immaculately done. She has so much nice shading and painting everywhere there. Her eyes, everything, the lines, really well done. It's just that she's so simple because, articulation-wise, you're not getting any movement there. So this is basically her just in the laboratory, just doing laboratory stuff, But she's not even picking up a paperclip if it falls down to the floor. So she's eliminated. Let's look at our final three. And we're going to start out with Magneto. I am loving his color tones, man. I'm a big fan of the color purple. And you've got a darker purple on the outside, lighter purple on the inside. I think they both complement this color here, which I don't know what it is. Is it a plum purple? It is just a wonderful looking color. He's pinless throughout. The flesh tone is painted over the plastic. And you've got a good color match from the shoulder to the top of the bicep there. And also to the face and the neck. Really nice. The cape has a peg in the back, but is also floating. And you see his senior face portrait there. This is an absolutely phenomenal looking figure. I love it. He has a nice buff look here in the front. He has his butterfly joints there, nice and smooth. Man, I love this. Instantly my favorite Magneto. I'll bring out two of my other Magnetos. And of the three, the new Magneto is my personal favorite. But between the two red suit Magnetos, the older one with the gentlemanly ponytails is my favorite. But looking at these two gentlemen side by side, so you can see their faces. And he also comes with an alternate one with the gritted teeth. Construction-wise, everything is there. I will say I wish the M here was thicker in terms of the paint, kind of like what we've got going on with Nightcrawler back there, because you do see a little bit of the plum purple bleeding through the M, you know? Another coat of paint there would have went a long way, but this guy, I'm absolutely loving him. Nightcrawler. Immediate impressions was the paint, as I mentioned previously, but also his face portrait. With the way they did the black and the blue, it almost gives me kind of like an animated cell shading vibe, even though he doesn't have cell shading anywhere else on his painting, on his suit or anywhere. So just an immediate thought there. I don't know if that was intentional or if it's an art style that I'm just not familiar with, but really cool. I'm also impressed that he's pinless, has thick elbows and thick knees, so none of that old plastic stuff. And I was worried about that because of how small his waist is. Sometimes you see figures with that thin waist in Marvel Legends and they automatically have that old school Spidey construction with the super thin elbows, super thin knees, and then it's kind of like just a spaghetti noodle all over the place, but not Nightcrawler here. Smooth. Butterflies. Good crunch. Beautiful figure. The paint job on him is absolutely wonderful. You've got swivel on the tail. It doesn't really move or articulate anywhere else. It just gives you that nice rotation and swivel. Little look from the back there. Easily my second favorite in the wave. No question about it. Never had a Nightcrawler figure. And he came with the other portrait, more of a gritting teeth look. And a pair of fists. Last but not least, my personal star of the show, the Executioner. I love his overall presentation. It's got like a post-apocalyptic, kind of like a steampunk vibe to it. I'm digging it. These plastic pieces are pretty stiff, but you got that slit in the back. So let's see what movement looks like. Yeah, you can get a little bit of action there. This is softer here. You got the thigh swivel, no boot swivel, double jointed, pinless down there also. Rocker here in these very, very cool boots, man. Check those out. This plastic piece is the softest piece on his uniform so far. And it is attached up here. His head gives you some roll. It'll give you swivel to either side. Brilliant, sharp metallic paint. FOH. Checking out range here. So this is really soft also. Be careful not to tear it. But it is going to obviously restrict articulation. Not sure how he would get an axe up. But then again, he doesn't come with an axe. He comes with like these guns and these batons. So we're going to check all that out. I'm digging him. I mean, articulation is going to be limited. But you do got your swivel there. You got a decent crunch. Check that out. He can look down at you if he beats you up. Some decent up, you know. It's overall look for him, the appeal with me. And I just think he's so unique looking. And I'm really digging his uniform. Let's look at his accessories real quick. Executioner wins this wave for me. So there's this thing, which reminds me of Mega Man, you know? But it's just an empty cavity. Is it a helmet? Nope, it's not a helmet. It's just an empty cavity. But to me, it kind of feels like you could slide it over his hand. And man, he's got a blaster. Pow, 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 pow. He also comes with these 2 batons, as I mentioned. And I call them batons because they have these handles here. They don't seem to plug into anything else. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe here in his back. Kind of like that. But otherwise, either that or he holds it in his hands. This one has more of a point to it. Then he also has this really cool, funky, steampunky kind of gun, which I think is really chill. Has a peg here, so this could also get plugged into that hole in his back, and he can have it back there. That's cool. But this thing is really chill, man. The Executioner is a really cool figure. I'm not familiar with them at all, so I'm a big fan of like B-list, C-list, D-list characters, super retro heroes and villains and all that stuff, old school comics and all that. And this guy, to me, just looks like just something out of Complete Left. I've never seen him before. Very, very dope. Heck yeah. Very cool wave. Repeat. Not totally impressive, but I do like the color palettes. I really, really love the look, and that is a beautiful portrait. But I can't work with the way they have her torso pose there or those heels. So that's a shame. Winner, 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 chicken dinner. As always, everybody, thank you so much for coming out and sharing in the experience of collecting toys as an adult. And I hope you're able to keep coming back and share some experiences too. Until next time, everybody, thank goodness it's playtime.